What's up, everybody? Ben Rasa and Josh Engleman here for oddshopper.com, and we are back with more same game parlays. This is not the NFL, though. It is hoops night. It's ball night. We've got a lot to break down here on this Tuesday, specifically the Warriors and the Nuggets, one of the bigger games across the association, Josh. And we have done what we've been doing on this channel. We have built a little three-leg parlay. Going to try to hit this. How excited. This is your first same game parlay on the stream.
I know. I love it. I love that these things exist now. They
Yes.
basically never existed up until this new sportsbook revolution, online gambling extravaganza that we have now. This was not a thing. You weren't allowed to do this ever,
Right.
and it's way more fun that you can. We get tons of screenshots now of people hitting these sort of parlays. Hopping onto Odds Shopper, loading up the best plays, and we saw Sean Zahn hit one for a crazy amount of money a month ago, which was so awesome. So I love digging into stuff like this.
It's a ton of fun. Obviously, it takes a lot of the principles for the DFS players out there that same tell the story. And if you are new to the channel and you have been seeing these screenshots, welcome aboard. You can hit that like button, subscribe if you want to join in on the fun. Obviously, it's much appreciated and the community is growing fast. But like I said, big time game here. Warriors at home, 6.5 point favorite, 216.5 point total. Are you ready to dive into it? We got 3 legs. I'm ready if you are.
I am ready. Let's do this.
All right, let's do this. You are, as we always know, up first in this extravaganza. So do you want to take it away? Do you want to lead with one of your props, or do you want me to set the tone with the total?
I'll lead out right now,
Okay.
and you guys can see it on the screen, but we're going to talk about, and this is not something that, I don't want to say that I don't like it, but this is not something, this is more of a Ben pick than a Josh pick, but I'm taking the under on Nikola Jokic's points at 28.5. I currently have him projected at 26.9. So that's what's giving me my lean. It's never comfortable for me to take the under on scoring for what is arguably the best offensive player in basketball. But this is a really good Golden State defense. They're getting Andrew Wiggins back. I know that's not a direct link to Nikola Jokic, but just getting him back in general, I think is important. Not having Draymond, also important, but I don't know how much Draymond matters to Jokic's scoring specifically. I think that's probably more for the rest of the team in general. Either way, this is a really good Golden State defense. I just have to be a little bit lighter on Nikola Jokic. I think he can have a bigger day on the boards or potentially just through facilitation. This just doesn't feel totally like a Jokic explosion spot from a scoring perspective. Kevon Looney's a really good defensive center. I think he probably plays a couple extra minutes now just because we have no Draymond Green. And I think that matters for Jokic's scoring. I think he's just more involved in every other facet of the game. So at 26.9 for me with a 28.5 point total, we're taking under on Jokic points. Not something fun to sweat, but it's in there nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about these same game parlays are the slider mentality. And what I mean by that is you're able to tweak the lines on some of these to give yourself more cushion, or if you really like it, more aggression, and you're going to get a bigger payout. So you've done that a little with Jokic. And I took your concept for this game and I just went on a macro level. I like the under. The under is dropping. Like I said, it's already 215.5 at some spots. There are some 216s out there. Do I wish I found that? Yeah, of course. But you know what? I'm okay with this. I have a feeling by game time, 215.5 will be gone. And it's one of the things you already echoed. Golden State's defense, we saw it on Christmas. We've seen it throughout the year. Very, very strong. But the thing that struck me, Denver's defense didn't have a ton of glaring weaknesses. Not elite by any stretch, but they were fine, quality enough in the three-point defense, fouling, things of that nature. And I look at a competitive game like this, I think this will stay competitive. I have a slight lean to the Nuggets. I just didn't want to pull the trigger there on getting the 6.5. This is a spot, first of all, in theory, I like the under in general. But if Jokic goes under, if the next leg that we're going to talk about in a second goes under, now 215.5 looks even better. So I'm saying to you, okay, if Jokic scores 35 points, it doesn't matter if it goes over or under 215.5. We've already lost. But if you complete your leg, I think I'm at an advantage to do my part here. So I put in under 215.5. It's a nice bankroll boost to the parlay itself. If we hit those two, Josh, it's up to you and your boy, Steph Curry.
Yeah, and I am taking the under on Steph Curry assists at 7.5. I actually have it projected for 6.2 in this spot, so I am well below that number. You could even feel more comfortable if, maybe not more comfortable, but if you wanted to pick up a little bit more value here, I would have no issue going to the 6.5 mark. Just would be a little bit more fingernail bitey on this one. I don't have much to say here. I generally lean more towards Curry's scoring output than his assist output. I mean, I basically have him for the same amount of rebounds as I do assists, and I don't think that most people would immediately think about Steph Curry and think like, oh, he's going to get neutral amounts of rebounds and assists relative to each other. 6.2 is just low, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that I don't necessarily trust the rest of his teammates. It's not even just that. Like, Curry can go out there and drop 50 on his own. If he drops 50, he's probably not going to be getting the over 7.5 assist mark, but it's not like they're inundated with other offensive creators and other shooters. It's your Gary Payton types. Wiggins can do a lot of creation on his own. I think a lot of people will be looking at this game and thinking Draymond is out. Maybe Steph is doing a little bit more with the ball. I think he's going to be doing a little bit more scoring here. So based on the projections that I have to start the day, going under the 7.5 mark for Curry was an easy one for me. That was actually the easiest piece of this that I was able to put in. It would have been the first pick that I actually had in. Just so happens that the Jokic bet just lined up first. Otherwise, I would have talked about Curry first. So under on Curry at 7.5. That gets us to the under 215, under 28.5 for Jokic points, under 7.5 assists for Steph Curry, plus 400 on the same game parlay.
There it is. Like I said, I like it because we're obviously, when you craft these, the key, and we have some videos, if you're new to same game parlays, tutorials on this very channel on how to do that. Obviously, one of the big concepts, you want to be pulling the same way with each leg. You don't want guys picking overs for individual players and then unders for the game. That doesn't make a lot of sense. How is that really going to work? But here we're just hoping for a very good methodical game. Obviously, overtime would be probably the end for us. But you know what? We're going to think positive. And again, a 4-to-1 payout on something like this. Really, really nice return. So there you have it. We've got the under 215.5. We've got under 28.5 Jokic points. And we've got under 7.5 Steph Curry assists. Again, hit that like button on your way out. Comment. Hit us in the comment section. Do you like this? Do you want to tail it? What's your favorite leg? Where are we going wrong? Or are we going to cash this ticket? We want your thoughts and your feedback. But for me, for Josh, for everyone here at Odd Chopper, good luck. Enjoy the games tonight. And we'll talk to you guys soon.